Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of LearnDay, and today we're going to discuss a few things. Cool, so let's wait for people to get here first, and then we can start talking. Awesome. Let me open my chat window. Hey, so already Marian Garfin, it's already here. There's no specific topic for today. I have a few things that I want to talk about, but again, you guys are welcome to ask any questions and we can maybe solve them here live, etc. I don't even know if I have the latest Houdini. Haven't downloaded the builds for a while. That's something else that we can talk about. Let me see, where's my list? I have a list of stuff for today. Builds. Hey, Ms. Rob. Hello, Grant. What's up, Grant? CT Jones. Hey, glad to see you guys again here. Really happy to be here again, doing some stuff. We can learn some stuff. We can discuss about Houdini, the things we love, right? Houdini, it's cool. All right, Jeffrey. Hey, Jeffrey. I don't think I've seen you here, right? Let me adjust my shirt. I feel like I'm too low today, but seems like I'm okay. So let's just wait another minute and then we can start talking about stuff. There's already a few of you guys here, which is pretty cool. Thank you. I really appreciate you guys showing up. Chance Norris. Oh, I'm glad you liked that sand tutorial, man. Thank you. It was pretty fun to make. It's been a while since I wanted to do something about sand and stuff, and I haven't had any chance. So somebody asked me about it actually, and I was like, I wonder how hard would that be, and it was pretty simple to do. So Jeffrey, you're new to Houdini, and that's great. Welcome. Welcome. Don't give up. Keep learning it. It will get better. Yes, and I do want questions. If you have questions, ask me question, please. Questions. Pakora. Hi from Odessa, Ukraine. Cool. Odessa, Ukraine. Life effects, it's bedtime? Does that even apply to us guys doing computer stuff? Effects and shit? Does bedtime even apply? I don't think so, man. Bedtimes do not apply here. Alright, let's start talking about stuff. So first, I'm switching these LearnDays to talk about to episodes. So instead of just having one topic for each day, I'm gonna have maybe different topics. So I instead of just adding a topic for the day and just talk about it, I'm gonna start having like different things and make these more like episodic events. And then after we're done, I'm just gonna say, okay, we talk about this and that and that. So then I'm gonna update the name of the file, and then other people that come and see it later, which is if you're seeing this later, you should be joining us live every Wednesday at 4 Mountain Time. There's people here all over the world talking about stuff in Houdini, right, guys? So that's the first thing I wanted to do with these episodes. Because sometimes it's just hard to just talk about one single thing, and then you guys have questions all the time, so It's really cool. Also, there's another thing that it's been bugging me recently. You know, okay. So all of you guys that follow me in the YouTube channel might have noticed that I don't share too many hip files like Houdini scenes, and I see that there's something like people are depending too much on hip files. Some people are just grabbing files from tutorials, rendering stuff, and just claiming, I don't know, putting stuff somewhere that just say like, alright, this is my thing. And I don't know, I find that it's not actually making people learn sometimes. Hey Eduardo, desde Olin. ¿Qué tal, man? Cool. Karen, hello Karen, what up? How are ya? So yeah, about hip files. They are really helpful to learn. When you have a file and you look around and see how people work in files and stuff, it's really cool to see that stuff. But sometimes I think that now people are just being lazy, and they always just ask for a file like, can you help me with this, and you try to tell them something, like give them direction to what to do, and then they go like, can you make a file with that? I don't understand it, can you just make a file and send it to me? And I'm like, you're not actually learning stuff like that. Like I want you to be wrong, and I want you to fix it, and I want you to find stuff by yourself and really learn stuff. Because if you're not making mistakes, you're not really learning. You're just like, alright, this works, this setup works, I'm just gonna use it. I'm not even gonna see what the hell is happening. I'm just gonna open it up, learn it. I mean, not even learn it, just render it, change the model or whatever, and just learn and just do something else. And that bothers me, because I want people to actually learn. I want people to actually, if you have a hip file, then just open it up and study what's happening, or maybe try to make it on your own. And then if you really get stuck, see the file and see, oh, I get it. I know what I did wrong, because I was trying it, it wasn't working, and then I saw the file, and now it's working because this. Okay, so now you learn something there. But if you're just opening files and just rendering them, changing the model that was done on, or something like that, you're just not learning anything. And it kind of bothers me sometimes that just people expect you to give them hip files for everything. I don't know, it's weird. It's kind of, I was thinking the other day that it was becoming kind of like that page that is called Stack Overflow, that it helps, that you can ask for code help and stuff. So it's kind of becoming like that, just copy pasting from Stack Overflow to your code. It's becoming like that with Houdini. Like, I just grab this part from here, grab this part from this other hip file, and I just didn't do anything at all actually, or learn anything. And I get stuck sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't know what happened here. Who knows? Let me ask the guy, and let me ask them to send me another hip file with this fixed. So yeah, it's weird. So let's see what you guys are saying. So Jeffrey is asking about advantages or disadvantages of the GPU renderers. Well, hold on. Somewhere's at the door. Alright, so GPU renderers, as any render, Just give me a second. Okay, so GPU renders have, excuse my dogs, somebody's at the door, my dogs are just crazy. GPU renders have a lot of advantages, especially some of them are really quick. Somebody's actually really knocking the door. Hold on, guys, I just have to go. Sorry guys, got a package. Nobody else is here. Alright, so totally the wrong time to get here with a package. Alright, so but yeah, life goes on. So yeah, we were talking about GPU renderers. I really like GPU renderers because they're really fast and they do my work really quick. The other thing about GPU renders that is really cool is that you can just buy 1 or 2 cards. Most workstations or computers today just take several cards, and you can just install them, and they will be really really easy to get to multiply your power of computing really quickly and cheap. So yeah, buying GPUs is way more affordable than CPUs. Like buying a lot of computers to multiply your render time or to diminish your render time will be more expensive using just CPUs. One thing that GPUs, some GPUs suffer from is the fact that some of them have limits on the amount of rendering. I mean the graphics memory. Redshift does not suffer from that. So if you want to go the route of rendering really huge, large scenes in the GPU, go for Redshift. Octane does have that issue, and other GPU renderers have that issue. And the new version of V-Ray 3.5, now they actually now have hybrid GPU and CPU rendering, which is pretty cool. I want to try that, but I don't see much disadvantages on GPU. I really like Redshift, and that's what I do most of my rendering with, so it's pretty cool for that. And maybe one of the other disadvantages right now is that most of the render farms out there are all based on CPU, so there's no big farms, or not much big farms out there that are doing GPU rendering. But again, if you get like 5 1080 cards in a box, you have like a bunch of power to render with that stuff. It's pretty cool to multiply those. The power multiplies really quickly. Alright, so Markin Karpov says you should not upload heat files. Yeah, I'm kind of going for that route, so I try to make my videos really in depth or explain everything, and I make myself available a lot. So if people asking you in your videos, you've seen that I always respond. So if you guys have any questions, or in the community, in the mixed training community, you can ask questions as well. And I always respond everything, even people that send me emails directly, which I rather do it in the community. So let me just switch to, so here's the mixed training community page. You can go there and ask your questions. I answer every question there. There's a bunch of questions there already, and I rather answer questions there because more people will benefit from that. If we're kind of building like a base, like a database of questions, it's pretty cool to have them there instead of if someone emails me and I respond them directly. It's just one person that's getting benefit by that. So if you guys have any questions, please use the mixed training community so we can all benefit from that. Yes, also Grant says that it's not actually necessary to have HIP files, but they do help. And yes, if you use them correctly, they do help a lot. I learned a bunch from them, and you guys have seen my video on using the help files from Houdini, which have a bunch of HIP files you can learn from. So you guys are talking about learning. Marian Calf's been learning Houdini for 2 months. 2 months it's just the start of Houdini, man. You need to learn more and more to start doing the difficult stuff. Yeah, Jeffrey, if you analyze HIP files and you really try to understand what's happening, it's great, but it's also great to just do it yourself and get stuck. And then that's exactly when you get stuck and you can do something. When you solve that, either by looking at another file or asking somewhere, that's when you learn. That's exactly the point when you learn something. All right. Sorry, Grant. Yeah, my dogs get really crazy when somebody comes at the door or something. My dogs just go nuts. I'm really sorry for that. Oh, cool. So, David, my dogs were making another dogs in Hungary bark. That's great. Dogs barking internationally. Cool. So Kesha is here. Hi, man. What's up? Alright, so it says that my page is buggy. When you want to look at older posts in the Houdini subpage, you can access them. Alright, so I'll check that out, man. Thank you for that. We are in the middle of building a totally new page. So yeah, it stops here. Yeah, I know. Stupid page. I need to fix this thingy. Yeah, older post. Let's see. The older post. Yeah, it's not working, right? It's loading the same thing. Cool. Yeah, buggy page. I'm sorry for that, guys. All the files, all the videos are on the YouTube channel anyway. So yeah, but thank you for letting me know that about the page. So Daniel Jimenez Carballo, it's wants to learn about crowds. Yeah, crowds are cool, man. Crowds are great. I will do something about crowds for sure. We'll do that. And game training. Yeah, I'm in the middle of doing some. Oh, come on, fly. Game related training. It's coming soon. Jeffrey, I don't recommend Octane. So if you wanna go for Octane, it's cool, but I don't recommend it because there's issues that I don't like. Like if you want to buy the plugin for one application, you need to pay for every application. Like if you want it for Maya, you need to pay once. If you want it for standalone, you need to pay again. If you want it to the plugin for Houdini, you need to pay again. If you want the plugin for anything else, you need to pay again. And if you get something like Redshift, you just pay once and you have every plugin. It's free. So I don't know, the Octane. I haven't seen that subscription thing from Octane, but if that works for you, it's cool. Alright. Alright, so another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, it's communities. Come on, stupid fly. If you guys don't know, there's a huge community in Discord. Let me open this thing. This is the Discord community for Houdini. And there should be a link that I can send you guys here, which is down here. This is the link. So let me make it bigger so everybody can see it, and I think I can make it bigger. No, I can't here. So let me paste it to maybe a file. So here's the link to the Discord community in come on, make it bigger. Let me use my scroll wheel. So go there. That is a Discord community that it's all about Houdini, and as you can see here, there's a bunch of fields for topics, for discussions, just whatever you want. You need to do a few things here. Read this thing first, and you have to do the things you have to do here to just get access to all the other channels, like do an introduction of yourself. And then there's a bunch of stuff here. There's even tutorials here in the vault. There's a bunch of tutorials. There's mine. There's a bunch of tutorials. There's a lot of help. There's a bunch of people, really amazing artists here, discussing any kind of topics, from scripting to rendering, dynamics, anything. And it's just amazing to just go there and make friends and discuss Houdini stuff. It's really amazing. So I really recommend you guys go there and use it as another way of learning more about Houdini, because it's really great, because you just ask questions, you can help others. Once you start learning more, or if you know more, you just start helping others really quickly. And it's really great. I've met a lot of great people there that I consider friends today, and it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I don't sound lonely at all, right? I have a bunch of virtual friends. Alright, so that's another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let's see if you guys have any questions. I'm sorry if I'm not saying your name right, but it says kind of like Ahim. I can specify a field to learn. You love destruction, sims, fem sims. What should I do? You should be an effects artist, because effects artists will need to do all that and more. If you are an effects artist, you'll be asked to do everything: cloth, simulate water, explosions, everything. Just if you want to do all that stuff, just do it. And the effects artist does all that stuff. So Marion Caffen, I'm just gonna call you Marion because it's a long name. You got problems with the Skyrig. How exactly does it work? Alright, so the Skyrig is not meant to be like a hero thing. It's meant to be like a background thing. So if you want to manipulate the Skyrig to place a specific clouds or stuff, that's gonna be really hard to do. Let's go to the sky rig, and it's pretty cool because there is just one button here. If you guys didn't know, just create the sky rig with that. Select a bounding box or just press enter and this creates a sky rig. So this sky rig, it's like I said, it's meant to be mostly like a background thing, so you won't be having too much control over this. So if you have this, like maybe this is your scene, and you can just, what you can do is just make this box bigger, and that will be controlling where your sky is. So if you want to have more sky over this area, let's say that this is my camera, let's create a camera there, and let me place it like this. So now I'm just gonna cover the entirety of my camera there. Let's make it a little bit bigger on this side, on this side. So let's say that that's my sky, right? I should be making it maybe go way back more, but again, it's just an example. If you want to manipulate this sky rig, it's really difficult because it's been made with some noise stuff, or not stuff, but blobs actually. So you can see if we go inside this is basically gonna be rendered. I think it's done at render time actually. Yeah, so you can see this. You can see if you go to Bob's, it's not actually really there. So what you really render, it's actually being generated by the shader, which is this shader here. This shader is the one that is actually generated, or is it this one? I think, yeah, it's this one. This is the one that is actually generating the sky rig shading for that. So when you render this, let's try to render this. Create a mantra node and just render this really quickly. Let's see if I reduce the resolution so we don't be waiting for hours. So yeah, there we go. That's just really simple. It renders really quickly because it's generating the sky at render time. So basically Mantra is the one generating this, and right now it looks pretty flat because I don't have any lights, but you should have a light, of course. Let's make, I don't know, let's just make the skylight. Let's do the skylight, and let's make the camera again. It looks way better just by doing a skylight there. You can see, let's render that now. But yeah, so if you want to manipulate this stuff, it's gonna be really hard because this is basically being generated by some noise equations and stuff. But you have some control over this in the sky rig here. You can see the density. There's a bunch of ramps for the density and stuff. But again, if you want to control a specific cloud, it's gonna be total chaos. You can't grab a cloud and move it around. It's just not possible here. So if you try to think of this as like a layer that is gonna be farther away from the camera, maybe the background. But if you wanna create a cloud, a specific cloud that you wanna move around, you need to make that cloud using the cloud rig. Now, if you combine the two, then you can let me cancel that. You can let me finish that. If you combine the two, then you can have whatever you want to make with this kind of a cloud. So if you just again modify these things, it's just gonna be modifying the density of the clouds or the position of clouds. Let me make the clouds. So I want this guy. Did the render stop? Let me see if I stop the render. Yeah, it stopped the render. So you can see I'm gonna modify the density of the clouds, how big they are and stuff. I can modify the noise of this. This was too much. This is getting really slow for some reason. Alright, I did something weird. This I think I modified. Density. There's just everything is gone. So yeah, you can kind of make the clouds appear or disappear, and then there's the coverage here that you want. There's some other tools that you can control here. You can control the noise amplitude. That's gonna make them way more crazy. But yeah, you're basically just controlling some noise functions here that generate those clouds, and you can have these things be specifically individual clouds. That's not how it's meant to be. So let's say that you have another object like a sphere. Let's call this cloud, and let's go inside this guy, and this is how you will create your own clouds. Let's make this, maybe no, let's give it like, let's keep it like that. All right, now yeah, it's too big for what the scale we're working at. Let's give it a lot more frequency. So this sphere I'm gonna make into a cloud. Let's say we could do several things, like we can just merge a few of these spheres, just move them around and try to create the shape of a cloud. There's no right or wrong way of creating the initial shape. Sometimes I just add mountains up on top of this, but let's say that I want to create a cloud that looks kind of like that, right? So now if you want to create a cloud with that, you can just create the cloud rig here, selecting that object, and now you can look at that. Now I have a cloud that looks like that, which is pretty cool. Here it is. I don't really like this cloud light sometimes, so I just take this part. Now if you want to modify this cloud, this is still live for sure, so you can still modify the shape of your cloud and maybe make it look something like this. You can still do it. Maybe that would be now the shape of my cloud, and the cloud it's there now. It's let me now move this guy. Is this, no, I should move this one. Now that cloud I have control over, right? I can put it anywhere I want in my scene. I can rotate it around. Maybe make another copy of this, actually this one. And I don't think I can do that. I can move it here inside. I can move it over here. I should have so now I have two of those clouds. I moved it the wrong way. Can rotate. Oh, it's instant, so it's getting the same from here. It's weird. Anyway, that's how you can make a cloud. So you can make whatever shape you want. Even our friend Roberto can be a cloud, right? You can make a cloud out of Roberto. If you don't have enough noise on it, just use the cloud noise. You make it more like a cloud. He can be a really cool cloud. And actually, I already made him a cloud in another training, an old one that I made. He's already been in the sky for years. So this clouds you can control, and you can put them anywhere you want in your scene, rotate them, make whatever you want with those clouds. So, but combining the two, the sky rig and your own clouds, you can make really awesome scenes. Alright, so let's see if there are Redshift is awesome. Yep. Real-time effects in Unreal. Yeah, I want to do that. Alright, so sorry about that. Some guys from work, a studio that I'm working at, that are making sending me messages that I should be working instead of saying this. Eduardo, dile a Carlos que voy. Ahí voy. Estoy haciendo render. I'm making a render. Alright, so any issues with mix training? I can't log in. No, there's no issues at mix training at all. And just try to, I don't know, man. I don't know why you can't log in. Is there a quick way to export that as BDV? Alright, so if you're talking, so that was Craig. So Craig is asking if you can export this as BDV, and you can. The sky rig, you're not gonna be able to, because the sky rig, as I said before, it's not being built as actual volume. What we're looking at here is just something that it's like a preview, basically. So I don't think there's actually volumes here that are being built. Alright, there's some volume here, and they are actually BDVs already. So you might be able to export this, but the way this is just for Houdini, this is just like a representation in the viewport, but the actual render happens in the shader. But if you want to export any of these volumes to BDV, you just go to BDV convert BDV, sorry. And here they are not BDVs yet, I think, and unless this is, yeah, this is already been built with BDVs, so the BDVs are actual. I mean, the volumes are actual BDVs already, so we don't need to actually convert them to BDVs. We just need to There's a freaking fly here. What are you doing here? Go away, fucking fly. So we don't need to convert them to BDVs, but if you don't have BDV fields, you can just convert them here and choose which fields you want to export right now. So if you want the just the density, then you just, once you have this as a BDV file here or a BDV field, you can just do whatever way you export, like a wrap geometry, but just make sure you call it BDV, because if you don't put the extension, it's not gonna be saved as that. Or you can just put a, I don't know what I did right now, a file cache. You can use a file cache as well. It's the same thing, just the file cache is just an asset that includes this thing and loads it back, which is what I was doing a few years ago. Like, it's just a wrap and a read back thingy. But again, if you have to make sure that you put the BDV extension here to render this as BDV. Once you have it here as BDV, you can just save it like that, and you can just open it anywhere else. All right. Yeah, I'm at work actually. So what I see people, they read them. Well, Chevron, making those clouds look really cool, it's up to you. You need to play with the lighting, you need to play with the settings to make them look realistic if that's what you want. I can show you something that I did a while ago. CMPFX.com. Let me see if this is already still out there. Clouds. I don't remember what was the name. So yeah, you can see here these clouds I made with Houdini, and then I rendered those with Clarice, and I make these ones as well. You can see these clouds look pretty cool, and I make them with that tool. So it's just a matter of playing. So you can see there's a horse here, and there's Roberto here, and all the other plate, it's the real clouds, and you can see that it merges really well with that. And I created these clouds just using the same tool here we're using right now. You can see there's the two objects there. Also, for this scene, I also added these clouds at the to the scene. They weren't there, and I added those. And you can see here's the clouds that I made, and then I rendered that on top of this image. So you can get really nice looking clouds, but you have to play clouds and volumes. It's all in the lighting. The trick is in the lighting, so you have to just have to light the stuff and make it look as you want. But again, the trick is in the lights. That's where the tricks are. Tom. Tom from Croatia, cool. Thank you, man. He says I'm doing a great job. Thank you, man. Thank you. Craig, alright, so cool. Alright, so another thing I wanted to talk about is you guys see that I always have this thing on top, and nobody, well, this is not a standard Houdini thing. This build number here I have, and some other project manager that I built, but I always have this build number here, and that is because I actually update my builds really frequently, and I need to know what build I'm using, and most of the time, and I know that thing, it's over here in the bar already. They added that a few I think for Houdini 16 actually they added the number of the version here, but since I always hide that bar when I go full screen, I don't have that. I wanted to have it here, and since I use different versions, sometimes for the Houdini engine I use a specific build, and for maybe a plugin I use a specific build and something like that, or for clients I might be using a specific Houdini build or Houdini version. So I use a lot of builds, and this is something that you guys should know about if you don't know. Side Effects is amazing at making new builds. So let's see, did I close that? No, it's here. So let's go to sideeffects.com, and you can see there is a get download Houdini here. Of course, you guys might be already have been doing that. Let me go log in off screen, so you guys don't steal my password. I'm just kidding. I don't want to be ridiculed when I don't remember my password, which I always forget. So here we go. So when you go to Houdini, you can see there's a new build already, and I'm not in the production build, so I should be updating to this production build. I always stay up to date with the production builds at least. But there's other reasons, like if we go down here, there's daily builds, and if you go to the daily builds, I just open it here in the new separate tab. You can see this version, the production build, is the one that Houdini or side effect says, all right, this is the production build, this is safe to use in production, go ahead and use it, install it in your servers and whatever you want. But there's daily builds. You can see these guys are up to 639 already. This is 33, so there's already been like 6 versions. And what happens here is that Houdini just starts Houdini fixes a lot of issues really quickly. And there's something really cool about a company that works like that listens to their clients so much. And you can see if you click in this little book here, again I'm going to open it in a separate tab. You can see here this journal or the change logs tells you what it's been changed at each version. And I report bugs a lot to Houdini, as always. All the time that I see a bug, I report it, and they fix it really quickly. Most of the time, the bugs just in a week they are already fixed. And so, if you have any issues with certain stuff, you should report it, and they will actually fix it. If it's a critical stuff, they will fix it really quickly, like even next day sometimes. So and also it's great to see these logs and see what's being built, what's been fixed and what's not been fixed yet. So it's pretty amazing. All the time every time I get a new build, I just look around in the logs and see what's happening here. So actually there's something about RenderMan. I'm waiting for RenderMan stuff to be fixed. And the way you report this stuff, you can go here to the support. This is on the main page. Go to report a bug or error RFE. If you don't know what RFE is, it's just a request feature enhancement. So if you want to report a bug or ask for something to be enhanced, you can say, oh, here's the name, request for enhancement. I was saying request feature enhancement, but alright, it's cool. So you can see if you go here, you can just put your name, your email, the version you're using. This is why it's important to have that build, then that's why I always have it. And what operating system you're on, what's the category of it, and then you describe your issue here. And if you say like, is it urgent or doesn't matter that much or whatever, and then you can attach files, and Houdini you can just then submit, and they will contact you if they think the bug is important or they need more information about your system or whatever. And that is really amazing feature that no other company I've seen ever that works like this with their clients. Houdini, I mean, side effects, it's amazing at responding to clients and keeping always great communication with their clients, which is really amazing. So again, sometimes if you have an issue, they will tell you, do you have the latest build? And that's where you get the latest build. Just get it from Windows or Linux or whatever, and they will ask you, once they fix it, they will tell you, you know what, that thing is fixed in this version, and they will give you the release version here, or the build, the current build for that fix, and that's really amazing. And sometimes some people don't know this, so that's why I'm covering this, because most of us, or maybe we just go here to download and get this version, and sometimes the version that it's here takes a while to update because they don't make production builds every day. Like production builds take like a few months to get here, maybe a month. I'm not sure, but you might be working with some bugs, and maybe a recent build would just fix that. Alright, so let's see if there's some questions from you guys. I have a newbie questions. Cool. Newbie questions are as great as any question. You have an explosion, you want to duplicate it a few times and offset the starting frame. Where do I set the offset? Alright, so you have an explosion and you want to offset the start frame. Okay, cool. You're gonna have the same explosion all over the place, but you can do it like this. Let's make an explosion. Should I save this? Should I not save this? Meh, let's not save it. Discard a new. Like, I'm not. I don't remember who told me in Facebook, like, let's live on the edge. So let's create Roberto, make an explosion out of him. So this will be quick, and it's gonna be a low risk explosion. So I should be using this more. I'm not using it enough. Let's make an explosion out of Roberto. So again, it's gonna be low res explosion because we need to do it live, and I'm gonna do it for 60 frames. So there's my super awesome explosion that got me my new job at Weta. Yep, I'm going to New Zealand. I'm kidding. I'm not going to New Zealand and I don't have a job there, so just making sure nobody gets my words and distort them. Alright, so I have this thing. I'm going to save it to file, and I'm not gonna do all that stuff. I'm just going to 60. So I'm gonna cache it in the background. I need to save this scene, so I'm gonna set the project to. I had a project. Okay, no, I don't have a project set. I'm gonna save it in my somewhere. Here. I'm gonna save it here. Explosion. And now I'm gonna just save it as explosion as well. Alright, so this is just common stuff. I'm just exporting this, caching the explosion to disk, and let me clear this. Oh, I killed the freaking explosion. Yes, you can kill an explosion. You hear that from me. Alright, so I'm caching that explosion, and I'm gonna load it and change the start frame, because right now it's gonna start at frame 1, right? So alright, 13 seconds, cool, and that got me to Weta. Look at me. Alright, so I'm gonna just not use any of that. I'm gonna load it from scratch in another file. Let's say this is gonna be explosion 1, and here inside I'm gonna load that file that I created, which is this explosion there. So there we go, there's my explosion, right? It's looking really cool. I can't believe I did that. I'm so awesome. I'm not. Alright, so let's go to more frames. Now I have one here. Let's create a new one. And let's say that I want this one to start at frame 10, not frame 1. So you can create, there's a few time operations here. There's a time blend, time shift, and time warp. So time shift is what you want for that. So that time shift is just gonna say, for now it says, get me whatever frame here I'm gonna load. So I'm gonna load whatever frame is there. So if you add to this, or maybe even in this case subtract to it, let's say -10, what's happening here is that it's trying to load frame -4, because it's saying 6 minus 10, it's -4. So if I go to frame, let me hide the other one. Now if I go to frame 10, you can see that's gonna be frame 0, and the other one it's frame 1. So now my second explosion starts at frame 10. So then we can even move one here and rotate it so they don't look the same. So now one explosion booms here, and then the other one booms over here. Boom, boom, boom. And this is really getting me into Weta. Maybe even ILM. I don't know. These explosions look really advanced, man. I should be getting all sorts of calls right now. So now let's say the third explosion is gonna go to frame 24. There. So now I have 3 explosions. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. That's how you do it. That is how you do. If you don't want to see this thing, like you can see here, there's errors. If you don't want to see that, because that will fail when you render to a farm or something, say here when a missing frame, just say no geometry, and the error goes away, and there's just nothing there. So just make sure you change this to no geometry. Some people like the error because if there's no geometry and should be, they want the render to stop. But if you don't want the render to stop, like in this case, let's just do it like that. And 1 explosion, 2 explosions, 3 explosions. You can see that they look different actually. This trick will really should get me in a job at Pixar or something. Alright, are there any more questions? I can rotate regular images and specs and how can I rotate a BDB object with Bex? I have no idea, man. I don't use Bex for BDBs. But yeah, no idea. Sorry. No idea how to rotate an BDB with Bex. Sorry. Tom says, can you explain a bit about execution order of nodes? Really confuses me a lot. Alright, so nodes go from top to bottom. So here you create a geometry, and then here you create some fuel out of that geometry, and then here you just merging something else, and then here you just doing a placeholder there. So in subs there's nothing weird really. It's just going from top to bottom. And as I said before, let me just put another Roberto here. Roberto, let me make him smaller. So if you wanna do something to Roberto, like modify some points and move them around, you create a node. So it's just basically going here, it's Roberto, and then the next step it's moving those points. If you want at this point to extrude some faces, you select some faces, and I don't want to select the ones on the back, and then you extrude the faces, poly extrude the faces. There you go, there's some faces extruded. So this is basically just happening as you see this, like Roberto is here, then you move those points, and then you poly extrude those specific faces. So it's pretty cool to just have this way of thinking of Houdini. How I think about this is basically like a recipe, like go from top to bottom, like top, bottom, blah 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 blah. If you're talking about DOPs, and I think you do, in DOPs this is nothing like that. So yeah, you're saying in DOPs for sure. In DOPs, the thing is, in DOPs there's no real order here. Let's go to this explosion. So in DOPs there's a bunch of nodes here, and the recipe here, it's already been mixed. Like in subs, the recipe, it's not mixed yet. You have one ingredient, and then you put another ingredient on underneath, and then you put another ingredient, and then another, and then another. But here in DOPs, the ingredients are basically all mixed up, let's say. So let's say you put an egg, and then some flour, and then you put everything else in the cake, and then you butter up. It's all mixed up. This is how DOPs work, because there is no real connection from this node, and then this happens, and then this happens, and this happens, and this happens. No, this is basically like a result already. Like if I add gravity here, it's the same if I add it over here or over here, maybe even here. No, I can add it maybe here, the gravity, and here the gravity. It doesn't matter. It's just at the end of the day, you have one object that's gonna be simulated, and the gravity is gonna take effect, and then you have this that it's the source of the volume, and then this is gonna resize the object. But there's no real order of execution. Like Houdini says, all right, I have all these things, let me calculate the result of this. Boom. That's how it works. It's not like in order like in SOPs. It's really different in DOPs. Chabron. If you want more information about magical fire effects, please buy my DVD. It's not a DVD. Please buy my training, Magical Fire Effects for Film. Now available. Alright, yeah, if you I don't know if you're talking about my magical fire effects training, but there's a training all about fire that I did. It's 8 hours and 39 minutes about fire. So if you want to know more about fire, buy that stuff. It's amazing. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave that there. I use in that training I use a bunch of different, not a bunch, but a few ways of controlling the fire and making different shapes with it. So you should actually take a look at it. It will be really useful for you. Alright, so could you look at Sandcastle short film? I don't know what castle short film is that. Let's say, is it this one? This one. You're saying there's something cool at second 28? 28. Let's go to 28. Sand is falling. Man, you could do that with the tutorial I just made, dude. You can just do that, the same thing, but it's not sand that it's wet. It's just sand that it's just drier. If you want to just check my latest tutorial on destroying a sandcastle, it's exactly the same thing. You just have some sand that it's sleeping there, and then you just wake it up with some object. It's totally the same thing. Totally. Okay, let's see what else is there for questions, because as you see, I'm being monitored by my employees and I have to go to work. Okay, yeah, sorry, Ivan, I'm not an expert on BDV. I mean, on Bex. So I'm not go to the Discord. I told you guys about this Discord chat, and post your question there, man. There should be a lot of people there that can help you with your BDV rotation question. Why gravity goes below solver and pop forces above and post solve input? Well, pops is different than than pyro solvers. So a pyro solver is different than a pop solver, so that's why it's different. The gravity goes over here because it's just saying, alright, I'm gonna apply gravity to all of this stuff, because it can't go here if you want it. It doesn't matter, but it has to go here, or it could put it on the velocity update as well here. But no, it doesn't work. It has to be here because it needs an object here to process, so it has to go kind of like that. So it processes everything that goes here, but that is just the only reason that it has to be there, because it just processes whatever happens up here. It just applies gravity to the whole thing. In pops it's different, because the way they implemented pops, they need to apply all the velocities to the points and then just feeds to the pop solver, and then the pop solver does whatever it wants with that. But you can add gravity on the bottom as well, and it will work as well in pop solver. So I know it's confusing, but hey Herman, thank you, man. Saludos. Paul, okay, so he baked some animations. Paul is asking how to blend clips. Alright, so that all that crowd stuff, we can look at an example, the examples that they have here. Let's see, there's a street example. Let's try that one. It's gonna take, did I click that? Did I not click that? Discard and quit. Oh, what happened? I don't know. Let's open Houdini back again. Let's go to the crowd tab. Say like the street example. You have to require the yeah, it needs a path. Let me set the project to somewhere. Let me set it there. Come on. I don't know why Houdini sometimes setting the project is just broken for me for some reason. So I'm using the tool that I built, actually. This tool, I'm using that for setting the project, so it's pretty cool that I have that tool. Let's call this let's save this file, save as, because it wants to save to whatever the heap file is. Crowd example. Okay, so let's open this guy up. And it's loading stuff, it's doing some walking stuff, it's simulating things. I guess this is gonna be one of the last questions. I'm not sure what you mean by converting the are you converting the animations, the agents, to polygons? Because if you're converting them to polygons, then there's something totally different. So there's some stuff here in this scene. Haven't seen this scene for a while. So you can see these guys are walking and then they run. So this scene, you should actually just look at this scene and see how everything's happening, and because the zombies are coming over here, so these guys are the zombies and these guys are the living, they call them. But blending that stuff happens in the oh man, where is it here? The living setup. So agent living, agent prep. So there is some stuff over, I don't see. So there's some clips here. Clip offset. I don't know where I'm looking for right now. It's been a while since I took a look at these scenes. Stand cycle, red cycle, run cycle. Alright, so there is somewhere crowdsource. Is it here? There is somewhere that they are actually blending those animations, but I don't remember where it is. There is some place to put the setup, but I don't remember where it is. Here it is. Alright, so you should actually just look at some other crowd tutorial. People are asking for crowd tutorial. I will do a crowd tutorial, but man, so much stuff to do. So here's the logic notes where you do stuff in the crowd scene, but right now I'm not an expert on this. I really want to get into this, but this is where you put your animations and then you add some logic to them to start walking or running and stuff like that. But yeah, I really need to get more into this stuff to really explain it. But oh yeah, what I was trying to say is that you can look at this scene, you can open this scene up and figure out what's happening here, since these guys are doing exactly what you want. Like, they are walking first. You can see these guys are walking, and once they see the zombies, they start running. So this scene can help you get started with the scene. You can see the notes are here. I should really get into this more, but again, time. So yeah, that should help you. I'm not being helpful at all on this thing, but this should help you get somewhere. How does the shelf glue tool work? You click on it and then it works. I'm just kidding. So let me just try to do something really quick. Have I done something about this already? No, right? Right, so I think this is gonna be the last question. Yeah. Alright, so let's do this thingy. Shutter. So Roberto, it's shutter, it's broken already. Just remove that so you can see the pieces. There's broken, Roberto. So when you make this a fracture object, let's make it a fracture object. Pack primitives, yes. Let's create a collision object for the ground plane, and then it goes like that. To make this glue pieces stuff, you can just go to the read bodies, and there's this glue adjacent. Glue adjacent pieces. Just click on it. It will tell you to select your objects. Select in this case Roberto. Press enter. Then it's gonna create a glue network, and the glue network is basically just lines at the very center of each object, and they are just joined together. So now you can see here these pieces didn't broke. These pieces stuck together as you're seeing here, and that is happening because here there is now a setup network here for the glue, which is these 3 nodes here, and this is the constraint network. So I'm not gonna explain this in detail here. I can make a tutorial specifically on this, but there is grabbing the constraint network, which is this guy, and you can see this is just those lines that I told you about. It's just making one point at the center of each of the pieces and then joins them together, and that's what keeps the pieces together. But if there is a force that it's greater than there's where is it? All right, so if the force they're colliding is greater than this strength, then they break. So I just remove this. If I make the strength really weak, like 1, they're just gonna break. Every piece is gonna break. You can see now all the pieces are breaking. If I want to make the pieces more strong or stronger, speak normal English, dude, I can make this really high, and you can see now they didn't broke as much. Just here, exactly what the impact was is the greater point, the biggest point of force. So let me just even rotate Roberto a little bit here. It's gonna break. Oh, it didn't even break there because it's so strong it didn't break. So you can control here how strong those links are, and then you say, all right, that's pretty weak, let me give them more strength to those glue thingies, and now it broke again. But you can see some pieces didn't broke, like these pieces are still attached, and there's like 3 pieces here on the head. So that's how you work with the glue constraint. It's the glue constraint, actually, the glue constraint, that's how it's called. There you go. If I say that 2000, let's go to, you can see now the head, it's made of more pieces, maybe 3000, and you can see more pieces get attached to the other parts that are not colliding as much. So yeah, that's how you use it, and that's how you set it up. And there's some tricks you can do. You can see now that leg didn't broke. So I really recommend you guys use it because it's behaves a little bit more realistic than just everything breaking when the thing collides, which is totally unrealistic. Like right now, it makes sense that leg goes flying away because that's where the impact is. But if you just break it like most people do this, like just break something everywhere, it just looks totally unreal. Like that's not even real. Why did it broke like that? It's like, nope, I don't buy it. Alright, so that's it, guys. That's it for today. We cover a lot of stuff. Woo! Cover a lot of stuff. And alright, so thank you for being here. Thank you for asking questions. I really love answering questions. I love to ask questions as well. So I don't know everything. I ask questions a lot as well. That's the only way I can learn. If I ask questions, I can keep learning. If I don't, then I'm stuck. So yeah, I don't know everything, but I do know some stuff, and what I know, I really love to share. Let me put some notes. All right, so thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna do Tai Chi to go. I'm just kidding. I don't know Tai Chi. All right, guys. Thank you for being here. Enjoy my big face. All right, that's enough of my big face. I'm gonna see you guys next week with another episode of LearnDay. Please get your questions ready. Maybe get me something really hard and challenging that I can't do live and I seem like a total douche or a total total newbie on camera. I don't mind. Alright guys, thank you again. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Alright? Have a nice week. And let's keep learning together, guys. We learn from each other. Cheers. And my dog is barking again.